Oh, boy. Just remember, I know as much about you as you know about me. Just remember that. So.
I'm already in trouble. I just don't know how that happened. But welcome. We're so glad you found us. And I was trying to change the lighting because I don't like the lighting. But apparently, if we turn this off, it's way too dark. And I know we want to see their beautiful, handsome faces as much as we can. So, are you sure? All right, I'll try it. No, it doesn't work. Oh, we're working on it. We're going to get track lights. You would not believe all the work that's been done in this space in a very short amount of time. This was a real fixer-upper. And within 2 months, it was repainted, the stage was built, the sound booth was built. Yeah, it's been amazing what's happened. New carpet. New carpet. Oh, the carpet was atrocious. At first, somebody said, "Oh, well, we'll just clean it." And I said, "No, that carpet has to go first thing." Anyway, so here we are, and we're getting used to things, where things are, where things aren't, and et cetera, et cetera. So, what do I want to tell you about these guys? Well, I know a lot about this guy that probably just should remain with me. We'll just keep it until it's time. Now, and I couldn't help but notice, Jim, on this bio, it says a lot about you and very little about Mariam.
He's German. He doesn't
I'm
say
a very
much.
private person.
Very private person, okay. All right, so you got, how many have heard these guys before? So were both of you in the Cowboy Way?
Yeah.
So you know the Cowboy Way, and they have disbanded, and we had a good run, and it was just time to do something
It was time.
different.
Yep.
So here's something different for you. Sure, we're going to hear a lot of good original music. Please check out the merch table. Jim Jones is an author, among other things. Man of many talents. And there's CDs and books and all kinds of stuff back there. So, did Gil mention we operate on the generosity model? So, all the money we get pretty much goes to pay our musicians. And when we need to refill the coffee bins and stuff like that. But we're an all-volunteer staff, so nobody really gets paid. Nobody's on payroll to be celebrated. It's a labor of love for us, and in the community spirit, we're offering this to you. All right. Talked enough. I mean, you have to play 5 more minutes because I'm taking up some of your time. Jim Jones is a multi-award winning Western artist, earning 3 Western Heritage Wrangler Awards, the 2019, where are my glasses on here? Western Music Association Song of the Year, multiple Spur Awards. Does it look like a little spur? I don't know. Okay. For Western Writers in America, and 2014 WMA Male Performer of the Year. A member of the Cowboy Way, he helped the group win WMA Group of the Year 6 times. He writes to, He writes to Jared Delaney,
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Stallings, and Bolo the Brave series, and he lives in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Now that's all about Jim. Okay? So here's all I have about Mariam. Mariam, is it, pronounce your last name?
Yes.
Funke?
Funke.
Funke. Mariam Funke?
Very good.
Is that close enough? Okay.
It's the best I ever heard.
That's all I can say about Mariam. He's a German native now in Santa Fe, and he's a musician, producer, and collaborator. So we're happy to have him here. Short and sweet. So please get together for these 2 gentlemen.
Just so you know, Mariam wrote his. So he's just a man of few words. So I did want to say that if you don't like the music, that's really not an emergency. So don't rush that door over there, even though that's the emergency exit. You can just proceed peacefully out that other door, probably be okay. But this is we're going to start with a song about a train robbery for our California friends. The first time I ever did this song was with another group I've been in the past called the Band of Enchantment with Mr. Gene Corbin, and Miss Susan Clark was in that, and we used to do this song. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, I swear I ain't lying. They made it clean on with 16 G's. They let 3 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made off with the gold. Charlie Jones was the engineer, had 20 years on the line. He kissed his wife at the station gate this morning at 6:35. Everything was fine till 9:30, till Charlie looked up and he saw there were men on horses, men with guns, and no sign of the law. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, I swear I ain't lying. They made clean off with 16 G's. They let 3 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made all with the gold. Now Amos Whitey was the baggage man and he dearly loved his job. The company rewarded him with the golden watch and fob. Amos, he was just a mark in time when the door blew off his car. They found Amos White in 15 pieces, 15 miles apart. Yuck! Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, I swear I ain't lying. They made them clean off with 16 G's. They let 3 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made all with the gold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, I swear I ain't lying. They made clean off with 16 G's. They let 3 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made all with the gold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made off with the gold. Thank you. Just to get you warmed up a little bit. This is actually the song that won a Wrangler for me, that I wrote with my friend Deanna McCall, and who's a wonderful poet and author and songwriter as well. And her husband Dave also contributed a line. He told her, he said, I got a line. She's like, oh, okay. So he contributed his line, and it was a really good line. It really made a difference. So He's a co-writer on this song. The thing you didn't know, the name of the song is Old Horses and Old Men. He's the old man in the song, but he just didn't know that. And we didn't tell him. So he's not the old horse, though. We had a horse with, but anyway, it's called Old Horses and Old Men. Old horses and old men riding the changes that blow on the wind, wishing they could do it all over again. Old horses and old men, dreaming of golden days from the past, a proud way of life that just couldn't last. They gave their all time and again. Old horses and old men, old horses, old men, set in their ways, remembering the thrill of those bygone days. Old horses, old men, ride out again, raring to start, but nearing the end. Oh, the rowdy, the rambling tales they could spin. Old horses and old men. They saddle up before daylight, a little bit stiff, but still full of fight. They all coming home around twilight. Old horses and old men. Time's moving on, you can't deny that. Life is a-changing, yet they live in the past. Heroes with saddles and cowboy hats. Old horses and old men. Old horses, old men, set in their ways, remembering the thrill of those bygone days. Old horses, old men, ride out again, raring to start, but nearing the end. Oh, the rowdy, the rambling tales they could spin. Old horses and old men. Then the old man and the old horse, they slowly wait, watching from over the top of the gate. A lifetime's gone by, now this is their fate. Old horses and old men. Remembering the old days, the things that they've seen. Even old horses and old men can dream of a time when proud men and horses were kings. Old horses and old men. Old horses, old men, saddle up once more, biding their time, but they're ready for war. Old horses, old men, ride out again. They're raring to start, but they're nearing the end. Oh, the rowdy, rambling tales they could spin. Old horses and old men. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. We're going to feature Mariam on this next one. So I was sort of joking about him being not very long-winded at all. But we were two-thirds of the Cowboy Way trio, which we played together for 13 and 14 years, something like that. And we met. We both know a guy named Doug Figgs. And Doug said one time, he said, you know, why don't you come down and I'm playing at the Old Town Bistro in Socorro, and you come down and I'm playing with Mariam. And I said, what's a Mariam? He said, oh, Mariam, he's great. And so I was like, okay. I didn't even know he was German until I got there. Well, Doug being Doug, he didn't tell Mariam that I was coming. So Mariam, this dour German, to my right, your left, he's looking at me like, who the heck are you? Yeah. And I was like, well, he's not very friendly, is he? So we get up, and first song we did together, I believe it was Ian Tyson and Tom Russell's song, Navajo Rug. And the chorus came, and I hit my high harmony, he hit his low, and he just looked at me and went, it was okay. And so through the years, I have come to just develop the most tremendous respect for him as a musician and as an engineer, a producer of music, and just a fine fellow. He and his wife Teresa are very dear friends, and it's a real blessing to have known him all these years. And so, well, don't screw up, because I've given you a pretty big introduction here.
Do I have to pay you for that?
No, just, you know, no more than usual.
That was pretty
Yeah.
elaborate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take it.
There's always one in every crowd. It's like. Mariam Funke. Tell him a joke in German while I switch guitars. It's a quiet joke. This is a song from an album that I wrote the song with a good friend of mine named Andy Renfrey. She and her husband Ren are great musicians, and Ren's another fine musician and engineer. Lived down in the Alamogordo area, and it's funny because she and I wrote this song, and I just got a message from her today wanting to write another song. I thought, well, that's cool. But we wrote this, and Mariam produced it. It's on an album of mine called Race with the Wind. Now, this was over 10 years ago that I wrote this song because I figured we'd need it. Boy, was I right. I wish I hadn't been so right. It's called Common Ground, which we need a lot more of. I need a drink. I really need a drink, but all I've got's water, so I'll just go with that. But Unitarians don't care about that, right? Okay, good. It's not like we're Baptist or anything. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Someone doesn't like her hair or the color of his skin. What gives folks the right to judge others from the outside in? Most people want the same things in life, at least that's what I believe. Maybe I'm a lot like you, maybe you're a lot like me. I'm just a common man looking for some common ground. Well, it's time we stand up, or a lot more standing down. Less talking, more listening. Stop going round and round. We all need to find a little common ground. She loves her husband, he loves his wife and kids. They all just trying to do a good day's work, make enough money to live. I don't have all the answers, I reckon it's the same for you. Maybe if we put our heads together, we can find a new point of view for a common man looking for some common ground. But it's time we stand up, or a lot more standing down. Let's talk, or let's just stop going round and round. We all need to find a common ground. Well, it's time to start picking people up instead of putting each other down. Treat your neighbor with respect, spread your love around. Show these young ones we're raising, this world can be amazing. Once we learn to find some common ground, I'm just a common man looking for some common ground. But it's time we stand up, or a lot more standing down. Let's talk, or let's stop going round and round. We all need to find common ground. 'Cause we're all just common people, we're looking for some common ground. But it's time we all stand up, or a lot more standing down. Let's talk, or let's stop going round and round. We all need to find a little common ground. We all need to find a little common ground. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good line.
That occurred to me too. This is a song that I wrote with my buddy Alan Chapman, a great singer-songwriter. Alan was a Nashville songwriter, Grammy nominated, all kinds of stuff back in the 70s and 80s. But he left Nashville before they could steal his soul and went back to Texas. And so he's writing what he wants to write now. And we write a bunch of stuff together. This was loosely based on some stories from both of our lives and the lives of people we know. And it's called Learning to Let Go. Sitting on top of the roping pen, he was 5 and fierce and full of hope. As he dropped his loop on that white-faced calf, got drug around holding his rope. After 8 turns round the snubbing post, and all the cowboys yelling, "Whoa!" It occurred to the boy it might be all right to go ahead and just let go. Learning to let go, that's the hardest thing to do. When holding tight seems like the right thing, 'cause you're scared for what you lose, but you're not giving up or quitting. When the time is right, you'll know. It's just another lesson, this learning to let go. Her first horse was a little Guya mare. Her dad helped her get astride. Then he ran along holding the lead rope. He was there when she learned to ride. Now she's headed on to college, back to things a few weeks ago. Dad looks at his little girl through his tears, wonders how he'll ever let go. Learning to let go, that's the hardest thing to do. When holding tight seems like the right thing, 'cause you're scared for what you lose, but you're not giving up or quitting. When the time is right, you'll know. It's just another lesson, this learning to let go. Steady all through high school, married when he came back from the war. Now she remembers 50 years of family birthdays, but she can't remember him anymore. The doctors say it'll get worse. How long she's got, nobody knows. Now the toughest thing he'll ever face is learning to let her go. Learning to let go, that's the hardest thing to do. When holding tight seems like the right thing, 'cause you're scared for what you lose, but you're not giving up or quitting. When the time is right, you'll know. It's just another lesson, is learning to let go. It's just life's oldest lesson, this learning to let go. Thank you. The first verse was Alan. He said that really happened to him. He was 5 years old and said it seemed like a good idea at the time. Caught that calf and they were off. And I said, you haven't changed much in all these years, have you? And he said, no. Well, after that, I think we need a rustler song to change the feel, something dark. Just enough light to see to rustle cattle. That would be the rustler's moon. First time I saw him, he was standing on a hill, looking 10 times larger than life. Well, I can't erase the image, guess I never will. After all the years, it cuts just like a knife. But he said, howdy cowboy, now ain't you mighty young to travel down the road to rage and run? But if you got the notion, if you got a gun, we ride tonight by the light of the rustler's moon. He said an outlaw never travels when the moon is full and bright. The posse on the trail is hard to shake. If you travel with the new moon, you travel without light, and your horse won't make it far, his leg breaks. The quarter moon's the answer, the old man's on his side. The time to seize the night is coming soon. So saddle up those horses, it's time for us to ride, and try our luck by the light of the rustler's moon. 'Cause we ride at night by the light of the rustler's moon, shining through our soul. We live or die underneath the sky by the light of the rustler's moon, the rustler's moon. Together with me staring at his back, by moonlight it was all I could see. And out there on the dusty trail I think that I lost track. I wondered what was him and what was me. Time was when I swear I would have followed him to hell, to fight the devil's minions in the gloom. I never could see clear enough to break his magic spell by the light of the rustler's moon. But finally the sun rose, I saw the light of day. I thank the Lord I hadn't gone too far. No one would have came for me, I had to find my way by the light of a shining silver star. For though we went our separate ways, we vowed to meet again. Deep inside our hearts we both knew the lawman and the outlaw, it's down to me or him in the light of the rustler's moon. 'Cause we ride at night by the light of the rustler's moon, shining through our soul. We live or die underneath the sky by the light of the rustler's moon, the rustler's moon. The last time I saw him, he was standing on a hill, looking 10 times larger than life. Well, I can't erase the image, guess I never will. After all the years, it cuts just like a knife. And he said, howdy cowboy, your pony sure can run. I never thought I'd see you quite so soon. But if you got the notion and if you got your gun, we ride tonight by the light of the rustler's moon. 'Cause we're Thank you. You know, I never really wanted to be like super famous or anything, but I would like to have somebody who'll help me just take the guitar off and put the guitar on and then carry the heavy stuff at the end of the night. Other than that, you know, I don't need much. So this is another song that I wrote with my buddy Alan Chapman. I wish he was here. It's more fun to pick on him when he's present, but he sent me the idea for this song and some lyrics. And I read it and I thought, what in the world is the matter with him? Has he lost his mind? It's called Rocking Chair, and it's just kind of weird. I thought, well, huh. But I started getting into it and thinking about what he must have meant, and I don't know if it really was what he meant, but I thought, I'm going to save him from himself, and so I'm going to make this make sense. And I don't know if I did or not, but you know, when you're 18, 19, 20, rocking means one thing. When you get on along in life, just looking at the front row here, I mean, you know, mature individuals, all of you. And it means something entirely different. You know. So this song is called Rocking Chair. If I had a good rocking chair, I could stop and rest a while. Let my pony graze in the meadow while it drifted down the night. If I had a good rocking chair, I could sail the 7 seas to the land of Kublai Khan, maybe learn to speak Chinese. If I had a good rocking chair. If I had a good rocking chair, I'd float higher than a cloud. I look down upon the prairie, shout the name out loud. If I had a good rocking chair, I could dream of one true love. She wouldn't care that I was lazy, she would fit me like a glove. If I had a good rocking chair. Sometimes you need to stay still, just taking your life in. Sit and smile, rock a while, get on up again. 'Cause there's always more adventures waiting up the road. When that rocking spirit moves you, you just never know. You need a good rocking chair. That road no don't bother me. I'll slow down someday. There's still so much I want to see. I might rock my life away. If I had a good rocking chair, I could strap it to my pony's back. I'd point us toward the Rockies. We never would look back. We'd climb the highest peaks, look down upon the world, holding hands with my true love. She's a short of rocking girl. Life would be so sweet, it would make my gray hair curl. If I had a good rocking chair. Sometimes you want to stay still, just taking your life in. Sit and smile, rock a while, get on up again. 'Cause there's always more adventures waiting up the road. When that rocking spirit moves you, you just never know. When you need a good rocking chair.
I could use a good rocking chair. We all need a good rocking chair.
Thank you. I don't know about y'all, but I have bursts of energy where, like, climbing the highest peak sounds like a good idea, and then I need a good rocking chair to. Talk to Cindy. She can refer you to someone, I think. Cindy had a spa day today, I think. Let's see. We got time for a couple more. I can't think. Because St. Patrick's Day is next Tuesday, and I was a member of the Irish Texans for a whole lot of years in Dallas, Texas. We played at the NFL, which didn't stand for football. It stood for Nick Farley's Lounge. Except that Nick Farley, great big Irish butler for Clint Murkison, who owned the Dallas Cowboys. And so it was related to football because Clint Murkison said, "You want to start a pub? Sure." And he just gave him like a whole bunch of money. And we played there a lot. And we went to Ireland a whole bunch of times and fell in love with the place. And they really sing about kind of two things: drinking, well, really three: drinking, revolution, and drinking while you're in a revolution. This is just a drinking song, but I know you got a great group coming next week, and they'll probably get some of those drinking in a revolution songs for you. But, this is called Nancy Whiskey. This is how it goes, folks. Be careful. Mariam's like, "What is this? I've never played this before." Just say, "Faith Begora," and you're fine. You'll be good.
Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy whiskey wherever I go. Well, I am a weaver, a Carlton weaver. I am a rake and a rambling blade. I got gold and silver in my pockets. Think I follow the road and trade, and it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy whiskey wherever I go. As I walk out on Dublin City, Nancy whiskey, well, a chance to smell. Walked into a tavern, I sat down beside her. 7 long years I loved her well. It was whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy whiskey wherever I go. The more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, well, the more she smiled. I soon forgot it in mother's teaching. Nancy had me so beguiled, and it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. It's Nancy whiskey wherever I go. Come all ye weavers, ye Carlton weavers. Come all ye weavers, where'er ye be. Best take heed of old Nancy whiskey. She ruled you like she ruled me. And it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, where's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy whiskey wherever I go. And it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, ho. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy whiskey wherever I go, and it's Nancy whiskey wherever I go, and it's Nancy whiskey wherever I may go.
Well, unlike the Irish, the Scots sing about drinking and fighting. Pretty much. Glad you're paying attention. I wrote this song, except for the intro and the outro, which I shamelessly stole from someone who's dead. So what are they going to say, right? And I'd never been to Scotland. I'd been to Ireland 4 times and loved it, but I'd never been to Scotland. But my roots are in both. And so I thought, well, I got to write a Scottish song. And so I did a lot of historical checking and research on that font of wisdom, the internet, and came up with a lot of interesting history. I was really fascinating. But I thought I will start this and end it with a song that is so tied to Scotland that nobody can mistake it for anything else. It even says Scotland in it multiple times. And I can't tell you how many times I played this song and somebody's come up to me and said, "Oh, I love your song about the Irish cowboy." And I've learned to say, "Thank you." So here's the part I stole. By young bonny banks and by young bonny brae, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, I and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. The low road, I'll be in Scotland upon me and the true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Born in the Highlands, the cattle kept us fit. As a wee lad, I came to be a drover. Underneath the stars, that's a where I made my bed, living on black pudding with the whiskey chaser. Well, I fought the rivers as we drove the herd from Skye across those wide letters of Kylie. Survived potato famine, but the cleans by and by. So they packing across that wide Atlantic sea. So you take the high road, you can take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me, or I'm headed west.
Knowing the rest very well, it's a cowboy I will be.
Well, I came to America, made my way out west through St. Louis and all the way to Denver. I learned to rope and ride, I conquered every test. Now we're driving a herd up to Montana. We crossed the swollen rivers, lost the man to a stampede, but I was free and that kept me smiling. They called the weavers rustlers here, but they don't frighten me. I'm a fighting Scottish lad with the high. So you take the high road, you can take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me, or I'm headed out west to Loch Lomond and the rest. It's a cowboy I will be. miss me ma, I miss my sweet Eileen, miss the heather in the highlands. It's lonely in the west, the weather's hard and mean, and this cowboy life I'm living's mighty trying. But I'm Angus MacDonald, come from Hardin Highland stock, and that's what I never take with me. Never may a gaze upon their Scotland woods again.
By God, it's a cowboy I will be.
So you take the high road, take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me. For I'm headed out west, keep Loch Lomond and the rest. Very well, it's a cowboy I will be. Well, you take the high road, you take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me. For I'm headed out west, keep Loch Lomond and the rest.
Very well, it's a cowboy I will be.
I'm headed out west, keep Loch Lomond and the rest.
Very well, it's a cowboy I will be.
So you take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to take a little break. I'm Jim Jones. This is Mariam Funke. After this, yeah. After the break. Yeah, we can take a nap and then we'll take. Okay, we're gonna have time for naps, and then we'll come back, okay? All right, everybody. Enjoy.
songs. And I saw him at Poor David's Pub in Dallas one time, and I was probably about 20 feet away from him, and I was right in front of the soundboard, so it was the perfect sweet spot. And I see Richard Thompson and one guitar, and I swear I heard 3 guitars. And I thought, I don't know how he does that, but he does. Also, I know I can't do it, but with Mariam's help, we can approximate. So we're going to fake Richard Thompson. This is a great outlaw song, except the outlaw is English, and he's not riding a horse. He's riding a Vincent Black Lightning 1952 motorcycle.
Said Red Molly to James, that's a fine motorbike. A girl could feel special on any such a light. Said James to Red Molly, my hat's off to you. That's a Vincent Black Lightning 1952. And I'll see you on the corners and the cafes, it seems. Red hair and black leather, my favorite color scheme. And he pulled her on behind, and down to Box Hill they did ride. Said James to Red Molly, here's a ring for your right hand. I tell you in earnest, I'm a dangerous man. I fought with the law since I was 17. I robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. Now I'm 21 years, I might make 22. I don't mind dying for the love of you. And if fate should break my stride, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. Down, Red Molly called Sergeant McCrae. For they've taken young James 80 for armed robbery. A shotgun blast hit his chest, left nothing inside. Come down, Red Molly, to his dying bedside. When he got to the hospital, there wasn't much left. He was running out of road, he was running out of breath. But he smiled to see her cry. He said, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. Said James, in my opinion, there's nothing in this world beats a 52 Vincent and a red-headed girl. Now Nortons and Indians and breezes roll too. No, they don't have a soul like the Vincent 52. Well, he reached for her hand and he gave her the keys. He said, I've got no further use for these. I see angels on aerials in leather and gold.
Took me a minute to find the other guitar in the dark, but I got it. Susan came up to me on the break and she said, I think you guys would look better in a soft light. Well, who could argue? Yeah, different. Yeah, no, it's another Susan. Yeah. Yes, Susan doesn't normally say that to my face. My wife, Susan. She probably says that a lot, but I don't think so though, because I'm getting ready to play your song, and so that last song actually was a love song in a bizarre gangster kind of way, but this is just a straight ahead love song. It's called Mighty Fine Life.
I could have been a cowboy right across the plain. Get me a horse and a fancy saddle, slip out on the range. 'Cause a cowboy's life, that's a mighty fine life. It's all I wanted to do. I was gonna be a cowboy till I laid my eyes on you. I might have been a pirate, sail upon the sea, smell the salt in the air, feel the wind at my back, and know what it means to be free. 'Cause a pirate's life, that's a mighty fine life. It's all I wanted to do. I was gonna be a pirate till I laid my eyes on you. When I looked into your big brown eyes, I knew where I needed to be. 'Cause everything's okay in this old world when you're here with me. A life all alone is no kind of life. Now I know that it's true. I bless the day you looked my way and I laid my eyes on you. I should have been a spaceman, glide among the stars, explore new worlds, then spend my nights in those intergalactic bars. 'Cause a spaceman's life, that's a mighty fine life. It's all I wanted to do. I was gonna be a spaceman till I laid my eyes on you. When I looked into your big brown eyes, I knew where I needed to be. 'Cause everything's okay in this old world when you're here with me. A life all alone, there's no kind of life. Now I know that it's true. I bless the day you looked my way and I laid my eyes on you. 'Cause I was gonna be a cowboy till I laid my eyes on you.
You got to get picks that don't match the carpet, so when you drop them, you can see them. This is a song that is full of Texas history. And it's important stuff. It's the kind of stuff that we don't need to hide or keep from people. This is a story about a man who became a cowboy, and which is something he learned, but he was sort of born. He was a horse whisperer before anybody knew what the heck that was, right after the Civil War, and he was a freed slave. And he found a man in southwest Texas who just took him as another man wanting to be a cowboy and taught him how to be a cowboy, but he developed some skills that made him legendary in Texas, and he was known as the Mustanger.
To know what freedom really means, try starting out a slave. No choice, no chance, only chains from the cradle to the grave. But a hand up beats a hand out every single time. So you head west, find a friend, one who's colorblind. He could pay your wages, share his name, he could treat you like a man, show you the ways of cattle, he could help you make a hand. But there's a special gift you had who knew when friends it came, and with work and luck, grit and pluck, you earned yourself a name, Mustanger. All alone you ride out, become one with the herd. Through rain and dust you earn that trust without a single word. You climb on that all-lead stallion ride until he's through. Take control of their hearts and souls, then they'd follow you. Mustanger. Out on Wild Horse Mesa along the Rio Grande, those Mustangs made their home in that raw and settled land. A lone and lanky figure in weather foul or fair. Through the thunder's crash and the lightning's flash, you were always there. When the rain and wind fan their fears, that's when you take the lead. At first they'd spook and shy a bit, that's the nature of the breed. They'd rear and boil and circle unsure, but in the end, you'd lead those mares and colts to a long range holding men. Mustanger. All alone you'd ride out, become one with the herd. Through rain and dust you'd earn that trust without a single word. You'd climb on that all-lead stallion right until he's through. You'd take control of their hearts and souls, then they'd follow you. Mustanger. You learned to read and write, you learned your numbers too, made some money, bought a ranch, ain't much that you can't do. But you were always part of the herd, didn't like living alone. So you found a wife, made a life, raised a family of your own. Mustanger. All alone you ride out, become one with the herd. Through rain and dust you'd earn that trust without a single word. You'd climb on that old-lead stallion right until he was through. You'd take control of their hearts and souls, then they'd follow you. Mustanger. They called it the Mustanger. Bob Lemons was his name. Thank you.
It's like one of those Buster Keaton routines. Right? Okay.
I'm glad you found your hat because it's the same color as the carpet.
Fortunately, the pick is not the same color. So. Well, here's one that another one that I wrote with my buddy Alan Chapman. We write a lot of stuff together. Mariam and I wrote that last one, by the way. Mariam tells me that he can't write lyrics in several languages. But he writes a mean melody. So. This is a cowboy love song, which means it turns out badly in this case. I am writing you tonight, dear, from East New Mexico, where the grass is getting greener, the Rio flows. I guess you gave up on me a long time ago, while I was standing in the smoke of the branding fire. I know this cowboy life I lead never much appeal to you, but something's needing doing, so might as well get to it. I heard you're getting married, guess this letter's overdue. I've been standing in the smoke of the branding fire. I've been standing in the smoke of the branding fire. I've been keeping my pony fed by string and wire. Well, I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in this dang old branding fire. Now the nights are getting warmer, here ain't just yesterday. I'm starting 3 new coats this week, the best one is the bay. I wish yours a good life, it's what I mean to say, as I'm standing in the smoke of the branding fire. I've been standing in the smoke of the branding fire. I've been keeping my pony fed, string and wire. Well, I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in this dang old branding fire. I'm still standing in the smoke of the branding fire. I've been keeping my pony fed by string and wire. Lord, I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in these dang old branding fire. I am writing you tonight, dear, from East New Mexico. Thank you. Here's another one that I wrote with my friend Deanna McCall. It's actually the story of her life. She didn't know it when we were writing it, but it was, and it is. And she and her husband Dave are ranchers and cowboys, and as I mentioned, she is a poet and an author and an amazing cook and just a Renaissance woman. And Dave, her husband, Deanna recites cowboy poetry. She was one of the original founders of the National Cowboy Poetry Gathering in Elko, Nevada, 40 years ago. She was 6, she says. I don't believe her, but Dave is not a formal cowboy poet, but he's one of the best storytellers I've ever met. And he'll sit around. You'll be sitting with him, and perhaps you might even have, an adult beverage or two. And he starts telling you these stories, and you're rolling, you're laughing so hard you can hardly breathe. At some point, it dawns on you that he's telling you a story in which his life was in dire jeopardy. And he gets out of it because he's a real smart guy. And, it doesn't click until later. He's like, he could have died. And yet he tells this story. It's hilarious. He's a great storyteller. They're some of my favorite people in the world. And the introduction is longer than the song, but I think a lot of those guys. So this is called Cowboy Heart.
You were the only one to stay, the only one who knew the way. When no one else was there, you always did your part. To tend the land, the horses and cattle, you were the one hanging around. You were the one with the cowboy heart. You were the one to hear the call, the only one of them all. Your sisters and brothers left to make a brand new start. If you knew the cowboy way, it was written in your DNA. You were the one with the cowboy heart. You got cowboy in your blood, cowboy in your heart. From the beginning you understood you were lion bred from the start. With the wind in your face, rains in your ears, make no mistake, you were born to this land. You know who you are. You got a cowboy heart. Grandpa's land, though the others didn't understand. Couldn't have done it any other way. 'Cause you were born to rope and ride. You were born with a cowboy pride. There was never a choice. You were meant to stay. Long days in the heat and cold, a mighty quick way to grow old. But there's a joy in a newborn calf at a young cow's side. You never hedged your bets, you got no regrets. You're where you're meant to be, you couldn't change it if you tried. You got cowboy in your heart. From the beginning you understood you were not bred from the start. With the wind in your face, rains in your hand, make no mistake, you were born to this land. You know who you are. You got a cowboy heart. Got cowboy in your blood. You got cowboy in your heart. From the beginning you understood you were lying right from the start. With the wind in your face, rains in your hand, make no mistake, you were born to this land. You got a cowboy heart.
Thank you. Now for the hard part of the program, changing guitars. Well, only half done. And I found my other pick. So it's always fun to just change up the set list when Mariam doesn't expect it, and that's what I'm doing.
In other words, business as usual.
Business as usual. Where's Dave? Your husband, yeah. Oh, no, but your partner right there. Okay, there you are. I can't see me either. This is a song that I wrote with my buddy Bruce Huntington out in San Diego, California. And Dave really likes it, so I'm going to do it. I guess I'll tell Mariam what it is.
Rode across the great plain, saw the bison rolling free. Clouds of dust filled the air till I could hardly breathe. I came to a river, saw peaceful rivers flow. Sang my fill, I soothed my soul, and onward I did go. This land, I've roamed the west from Yellowstone on down to the Big Bend. I know the forests and the meadows, they draw their life from you. The fox, the deer, the grizzly bear, the snake and eagle too. The rivers flow on your long and graceful journey, bringing life and healing water wherever you may go. From Texas to Colorado, Montana to Mexico, may you cross this land forever. Flow, rivers flow. Well, I have seen your rivers, felt the cold spray in my hair, heard the rivers speak in whispers, a soft and gentle prayer. And I have seen the waters rise, I felt the rapids raise, as they flow across these western lands, o'er the mountains and the sand. Oh, rivers flow on your long and graceful journey, bringing life and healing waters wherever you may go. From Texas to Colorado, Montana to Mexico, may you cross this land forever. Flow, rivers flow. We bless the gift of water, it's the lifeblood of this land. We leave it to our children, we hope they understand. We know everything's in no life goes to an end. Bless you on the journey, may the river be your friend. this land forever flow. Rivers flow.
Thank you. That also always goes out to Ray Rutherford. Practice, practice, practice.
Right.
Next, I'm going to try to learn how to walk and chew gum at the same time. Well, this is a song I didn't write with my buddy Alan Chapman. He wrote it all by himself.
These cowboy boots, they were made by a lady, helped to keep me steady on the nights when I got tight. These cowboy boots, they two-step through Lajitas, been bathed in margaritas on starry Texas nights. These cowboy boots, they're just the bottom part of the life I chose to live. If it comes right to it, nothing I wouldn't give for these cowboy boots. These cowboy boots, been frozen around a campfire. They've been tangled up in barbed wire. Right here, the tops are red. These cowboy boots, they have stomped the streets of Paris, got lost down in Banderas underneath some redhead's bed. These cowboy boots, just the bottom part of the life I chose to live. If it comes right to it, nothing I wouldn't give for these cowboy boots. I wear these cowboy boots with 9 rows of purple stitching, 'cause they look good in the kitchen and they're drying from the rain. I wear these cowboy boots to remind me of my history, when life still had some mystery and cowboys rode the plain. Cowboy boots shined up right nice for our wedding. Put it where should be heading for me and my new wife. These cowboy boots, they helped me stand up straight and tall the night I got the call when my mama left this life. These cowboy boots, they're just the bottom part of the life I chose to live. And if it comes right to it, Sunday, nothing I wouldn't give for these cowboy boots. Yeah, when it comes down to it, Sunday, ain't nothing I wouldn't give for this cowboy's boots.
Thank you, appreciate it. This next one's a pretty new song. one of the things I learned this from writing with Deanna McCall is, it's really easy when you write with poets because they're just full of words. They have words everywhere. And there's another wonderful poet that I've met. She was actually born in Montana, and she and her husband then ranched in New Mexico for a long time, and they're in Missouri now. Her name is Betty Lynn McCarthy. She is a brilliant poet. She's won multiple Spurs and writes. I think people who see cowboy poets perform, which is it's an art in itself, but there are people writing poetry. I mean, really good stuff, and Betty's one of them. And also, she's one of those people that if you don't really want to know what she thinks, don't ask her, because she's going to tell you. And she's not cruel, but she's just honest as the day is long. And so she can ruffle some feathers. Somehow she decided she liked me, and I'm afraid to rock the boat too much. But there's a song we wrote, and it's another one of those cowboy love songs that ends badly, but it's called Rope the Blue Moon. I think you're going to want the mandolin on this. I'll tell him a joke in German while you switch. No, I won't. I don't know any. Don't drop anything.
Forever a partner of hard work doesn't leave much time for a wife. Long hours in the saddle, working the cattle, ain't no friend of that married life. Too much time spent drinking kept myself from thinking about promises I couldn't keep. Till she'd had enough, she called my bluff. What I sowed now it looks like I'd reap. Buffalo bones piled deep in coulees when summer rains never come. Now a coyote cries out in the darkness, telling me that it's all come undone. So I pushed all my chips forward. It looked like it was my best play, but foreign investors swooped in from nowhere and they bought it all away. I guess living's a mystery of mist loaves and whiskey, so windmills and dust devils spin. But they won't light the embers when nighttime remembers. Who knows how this story will end? Now the cattle are gone, the riders moved on, the prairie winds hum in a tune. Gathering ghosts in the badlands beyond, so I think I'll just rope the blue moon. Hourglass sands in a land of plenty. Looks like the sand's running out. Nature's a mother I can't always love, but I guess that's what life's all about. My black horse stands hip shot, wonders what I got. I guess that I'm wondering too. I got no place to go, no cards to show. Think I'll hula hand the blue moon. Because living's a mystery of mist, loves and whiskey, as the windmills and dust devils spin. But they won't light the embers when the nighttime remembers. Who knows how this story will end? Now the cattle are gone, the riders moved on, the prairie winds hum in a tune. Gathering ghosts in the badlands beyond, so I think I'll just rope the blue moon. Gathering ghosts in the badlands beyond, so I think I'll just rope that blue moon.
Thank you, thank you. Going to do one more for you, and then we'll call it a night. It's always a pleasure to play at solid grounds, no matter where they are. They're kind of like a movable feast. You got to kind of track them down, but and this is one called Long May You Ride.
They say this is the last roundup. Boss is gonna call it quits. They added up the dollars on the bottom line. They said it no longer made sense. What do you do when you're a cowboy? Trapped in a time that you don't fit. Where do you go when there's no rope to throw and nobody's out riding fence? Long may you ride and hang on to your cowboy pride. We'll sing to your glory, may the West never die. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Who's gonna pass along the story? Tell all those old cowboy tales. How can you shine a light on a cowboy way of life if you've never even ridden a trail? Who's gonna pass along the story? Cherish all the legends of the West. When nobody needs your dying friend, well, still remember the best. So long may you ride and hang on to your cowboy pride. We'll sing to your glory, may the West never die. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Long may you ride.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jim Jones, Mariam Funke. Thank you, Solid Grounds.